This is a book review of Leo Baxendale's Sweeny Toddler, as it says here, from the pages of Shiver and Shake and Whoopee. There's obviously the spine, see the spine there, and you can see the back there. Now this is from Rebellion, Treasury of British Comics, so I would suggest go and check their website. They've got a brilliant website with all their upcoming releases and all, of course, the material they've already got, and they've got so many brilliant masterpieces. I just love all those stories, all these books. They've just been bringing out so many great volumes, and 2021 looks like there's going to be even more. So June 2019 it's come out, and it's about 90 pages. So I'm going to go through it quickly. And Sweeny Toddler appeared in Shiver and Shake, obviously first, and then obviously Whoopee. And I think after that was Whizzer and Chips, Buster, etc. So Buster, actually Sweeny Toddler went on for quite a while. I was quite amazed, I must admit. I didn't realise. 1973 all the way through to 2000. Though it was reprints apparently by near enough to the end. And, well, just quickly go through. Now these, I'm just going to go through this one. Shiver and Shake, and it was Shiver and Shake, 10th of March 1973 to 5th of October 1974. And Whoopee, 23rd of November 1974 to the 7th of June 1975. Now, since it's 90 pages in this, and I've worked out the number of, it doesn't seem to make sense in terms of maybe there were pages missing. Obviously not literally in the book, but obviously where that they didn't include everything, or that Sweeny Toddler did not appear in every single issue of those comics. I might have got that wrong, but to me, slightly odd. But anyway, the count. It'd be great if there was a volume 2. Unfortunately, it doesn't say volume 2. It just says, obviously, nothing. So it doesn't even say volume 1. It'd be really nice if they put volume 1 on that, because then you could make something, oh, maybe there will be a volume 2, volume 3, volume 4. Because I think it's certainly worthy of that. You've got a great little introduction. I would have loved even more, of course. Essays, etc., would have been brilliant. Obviously, a lot more behind the scenes, what they were doing, what the reasons were, what happened to the character, and all those sort of things. Now, the actual stories, absolutely brilliant, lovely, beautiful quality paper, very nicely restored, cleaned up, and obviously from a very good, high quality source. It's most, I think, virtually all of it is very, very sharp. Not super sharp. It's not like sharp as it was from the actual art pages. Now, I don't think it was from the original art pages, but it would be lovely if they were. But no, they're not, so I don't think. Might be wrong on that. But it doesn't look like that for me. So you've got just beautiful stories all the way through. Each of them are on one page. Obviously, I assume, and I'm just making an assumption that maybe there was more than one Sweeny Toddler per issue. I have no idea. I haven't got any issues to go and check that out. So if that was the case, it makes even more reason there might be, issues missing. But if there was, I'm assuming once a week, and you've got Sweeny Toddler variation story, quite often the pram. So you've got obviously there, and a pram there. And you've got Sweeny Toddler, and they all have a similar sort of structure of panels. So it's about 11 panels per page. A lot of story told all the way through. Normally you've got the setup, you've got sort of what's going to sort of, you think, oh, and then of course all the various things, all the fun bits all the way through, drops of teddy bear, and someone picks it up and of course change things and swaps and all that sort of stuff, and all the various problems that subsequently happen. And then you obviously got the finish where you got the mum taking Sweeny Toddler away, embarrassed or fed up or disappointed or angry, or Sweeny Toddler's sort of stuck in plaster of Paris or something. So there's a whole heap of lots of variations on a very similar theme. Sometimes around going to the shops, sometimes within the house, or in the park. But they're all similar sort of stories. Got the lovely along the top demon dribbler. So you know what sort of thing. It's going to obviously be football. There's football ones, there's parks, there's fishing occasionally. There's also a lovely couple of Christmas ones as well. And you've got also makes a little Sweeny has shrunk, really has shrunk. You've got a story there with, obviously hasn't. But then obviously everyone's confused and so poor granddad, he doesn't have any teeth. Snore, and then you've got snore, and then of course Sweeny Toddler adds some teeth. So there's just constant trouble all the way through. Poor dad is definitely, the mum sort of often is like disgruntled, embarrassed, can't blame her. I mean, virtually, I can't imagine any neighbour would want to be living there. Imagine that just having, you'd just be like terrorised all the time. Constantly, there's always something happening. He spots something, and it's sort of like straight away, he wants it. And so it doesn't matter what the consequences. Things are wrecked, houses fall down, sort of thing. Cars, sort of, just everything. Nothing is a problem for Sweeny Toddler. He will take it and will enjoy it. To the consequences, obviously, for the poor old adults who end up sort of, having problems, the poor parks, everyone. So this one here, we've got paint, black bubbles floating onto this guy's lovely white walls, obviously painting. I mean, you just wouldn't want to do anything around with Sweeny Toddler there. So, but it's just great. I love the cornflakes. You've got a scene there, cornflakes. Really good all the way. Like I say, they're all very similar. But they go here, hairdressers, goes to hairdressers, barbers, and you've got the, obviously, consequences there. And the thing is, Sweeny Toddler, he never wants to have it, he doesn't want a bath quite often, unless, of course, sometimes he gets covered completely with loads of muck. And then, of course, and I love that quite often there's lots of lovely bits where sort of lines are drawn, etc., on this, and sort of references are made to something, or there's writing on the back, and something like that. And it's just lots of sound effects as well. Everything is played through this. You've got here, that's what's saying, you've got a lovely, just sort of pointed bubbly gum, bubble to keep Sweeny Toddler airborne. So it's just, you've just got that all the way through. There's lots and lots of these sort of scenes. And I say, the poor mum, I'm surprised she's not in prison in terms of, or they've lost their house, because the amount of times that this kid wrecks most of the neighbour shops, she wouldn't be able to go into any shop. I mean, everyone would go, oh my God, and they would close up all the shops because it's terrible. But it's, of course, it's a comic. So, and there's lots of, however, it does change. You can see the difference. There's a Sweeny Toddler, and you've got, obviously, the top, this must be obviously Shiver and Shake. And then, weirdly, it goes to, help, it's Sweeny Toddler. And I assume that was when Whoopee happens. You got the Whoopee ones there. But you can see the artwork changing. You've got a lot more sort of writing and things in between the panels, which I just love. It's just really these sort of lovely scenes with just like in between the panel, instead of just the white, but obviously outside the border, you've actually got lots of inventive little words and things just being added in. Bits of here, Fred's chippy. I think I'll have Fred and chips. Those sort of things. But it's just lots and lots of, like, even the end panels, you just got a little crunch right at the bottom, just another little bit of inventive stuck in there, just in between all over the place. And also you've got an introduction of a dog, Henry, who's near enough as just as bad. Like, you would not want this dog to be near you either. I'm surprised they didn't do, maybe they did, maybe later on they did a story where the family moved off to another town, and everyone in that town would have been be partying, having parties. That kid's gone. So the poor town would probably, the other town, the new town, would be pleading for the other town to take Sweeny Toddler back. And you've got that all the way. And I love the fact they changed the top. You've got the top there, you've got a different top. You've got a different top there. And also, even the logo was changing. You've got here, help, it's Sweeny Toddler. Then you've got Sweeny Toddler there, but obviously with this time with a bit of depth. Obviously a 3D. And then you've got a different font there. So there was clearly, obviously, a lot of changes with this. And the story, actually, the last couple of stories seem to have a lot of things like bulls kicking into the story. But it's really, you can really notice the change. Really very different. Again, you've got this... and also you've got a bit here with a competition as well, which is really quite good as well. And then you've got a little, at the back, sort of a bonus section here of faces of 50 frightful faces of a Sweeny Toddler as well, which is really nice. And then you've got a biography of Leo Baxendale. And then finally, after all the way through this, obviously it's got this is Sweeney's book. What? And obviously the strips ended several pages. And you got that. So obviously advertising Ken Reed's Worldwide Weirdies, which is very good as well. Very different from this, of course. But it's, I think this is absolutely brilliant. I didn't really know what I was going to expect when I got this. I thought, will I enjoy it? But I did. I thoroughly thoroughly enjoyed. Near enough everyone. I would be sitting there and just read, pick it up and just read. I didn't read it all the way through. It's not one that I think you can read solidly from page 1 to page 90. I just picked it up and I'd read 3 or 4, and I would, pick up beside my bed. I would pick up and think, and then I would for 3 o'clock in the morning read 2 or 3 pages, and then you quickly nod off afterwards. But I just think, wow, just great little stories, really fun, nothing to really give super duper sort of serious thought about, but just pure pleasure to read, and be thankful that that Sweeny Toddler is nowhere near, because great fun though. Shiver and Shake, Whoopee. Must check out some of those comics. I haven't got any copies of Shiver and Shake nor Whoopee, so something totally recommended.